Did you know that you can buy a boat for €1?
Oh yeah, and you'll regret it for years.
Did you know that fixing it takes forever?
Found that out the hard way.
And did you know beginners take even longer?
We're living proof on that one. And in this video, you'll see why free boats aren't free and they do take forever. Before we can go much further, I need to cover that hole and then neaten up this whole wall. I don't really know what these people were thinking, but it looks a little bit of a mess. So I'm currently head deep in there. This is where the boat yoga really comes into play. And it's good that Marine's not here because I get very angry at this point. But not in a bad way, just in access. Access is not easy. Here's my template, needs a little bit of work still. I think it's gonna be a case of cutting a bit, testing it, cutting a bit, testing it. Here is the piece of wood. Now let's see how far off. Miles off. I've got that held in place, comme ça. Now if I run around the other side and draw it, hopefully it will be okay to cut again. We have one line until it moved. So this is the line. Let's try cutting that out. It doesn't matter if it's a bit small because that gives it more space for the epoxy. Back up the ladder. Beautiful day though. Let's see if we can draw the bottom. Okay, let's see how well this is worked out. I could land up doing this a couple of times. First cut it out and see how it fits. That's what I have. Up in this corner there's a bit of an air gap, but I'm sure once I've put some filler in there, mum's the word.
I have cleaned all the parts for the toilet. This is the last one, which I have soaking in vinegar, which I found is the best thing to get rid of that scale that forms in sea toilets. I just need to rinse that one through and then I can put it all together. I think Stuart has done a pretty good job at covering those horrible holes. I think he's not finished yet, but he's getting there. Now Stuart is doing, I think, the hardest part because it requires actual focus, which is thinking about the hosing system and how it's gonna be installed.
Yeah, just scratching my head, trying to make it look pretty, but it's gonna look, well, it'll look pretty, it's just gonna take a bit of work to get there.
Like always.
Yeah, we'll get there though.
The tricky thing about running this hose is that it's not so flexible, so you need quite a bit of a space to fit it.
Yeah, no.
Still went to the Chandlers and spent all our money on hose clamps.
It was like 80 bucks, but that was a tenner. So, and I had this in the shed. That joins up to there.
Because we need to reduce the size of the hose on that one.
I got the little one for the macerator. The first little piece of hose, already is a bit long, is this one here. So I'll cut it down a little. Slowly start to offer things up. Don't look at the wall behind because that will be finished before the video's ended. It's a work in progress.
That bit Stuart is working on is this section here, the vented loop and the selector valve. And the piece of hose he just cut is this little one there.
I've got to try and snake this hose to the tank. Then I can cut off what we don't need. Ooh.
It's pretty much all on Stu because it's too small of a space to be working together.
Do you want to hold that up?
Ah, look, I can help. Ugh. Stu needs the toilet so he can see where to drill the hole to put the hose. So I'm gonna put it together now that it's all clean. These are called Joker valves, not because they are really funny. I don't know why, but what they do is your waste goes this way and then they make sure that it doesn't come back this way. So like this, you can go in, but then you see it's sealed, so nothing can come in back into the toilet. No kidding, we've spent the last few hours putting that toilet together. It was easy, but we ended up buying new seals and new bits from the Chandlers.
Well, a whole new service kit.
Yeah, a whole new service kit. But there it is, the clean toilet.
This hose is really nice because it's the good one, but look how bendy it is compared to the other stuff.
The other stuff we have is been given to us.
Yeah.
Well,
new, just to, you know.
yeah, new, not used. And this is just been bought today.
Yeah.
And it's more flexible.
That's where I'm hoping to come in. Something like that.
It would be this one here. The waste coming out the toilet going up to the vented loop.
This is the backing plate for the selector valve. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. We cleaned out the container a few weeks ago. Until then, we'd been working on this tiny workmate donated by a friend under the boat. But now we've upgraded to a FlexiSpot E7 Pro. So this is the new member of the team. Now we have the perfect workshop to do all of our life's work. With the all steel frame that's super stable, it can hold up to 180 kilos and it's really quick to put together.
Hey, it took us, what, 20 minutes?
20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. But I was going at your speed, babe.
Shut up!
It's perfect as a workbench because you can adjust the height, and without sounding too geeky, it moves 2 inches, 50 mil every second. Check this out. Whee!
It's not a toy, Stuart.
It's really handy when you're going from one job to another. You can actually just move the bench and it makes life so much easier. There are 4 settings which are user programmable. We set it up so 1 and 2 are for boat jobs, for cutting and marking and for sanding. And Marina has 1 for sitting when she's editing and standing for when she's editing.
Yeah.
Both for editing. I think that's a little bit unfair, but it's really useful.
No.
All the cables are hidden, so it makes storing the tools underneath a lot simpler.
Very neat.
Very neat. Before we had the desk, we would have to drag the pillar drill out from the container because we couldn't use it inside, take it to the boat, find a dubious place for it to sit, do the job we needed to and bring it back. But now we've got it set up on the desk, you can just move the bench to accommodate. And yes, Marina is now sitting on the table.
Yes, that's how strong it is.
For scientific purposes, we thought we'll test the weight capacity. Practical test anyway.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
We're going to the bottom floor. Nice.
If you'd like a FlexiSpot desk in your workspace, check out the link in the description. For us, it's been a massive upgrade.
And a perfect napping spot. Most of the time I tell the steward I'm editing, but I'm just having a little nap.
So Marina being pretty vain and the like.
What does vain mean?
You know, you like the look of your own face.
Well, not especially, but I like to look at myself in the mirror.
But yeah, Marina wants a mirror.
And now I have a mirror.
Yeah.
And we've always had a mirror.
Yeah, don't know where it came from, but when we were cleaning up the shed, we found it. Now Marina's just going to cut it because I want nothing to do with this.
Stu is very superstitious when
I'm not.
mirrors are involved.
We had bananas on board, so I can't be that superstitious. Smooth.
I think it used to be a covered door, that's why it has the hole. I'll be putting that on now.
Nice. Hold on. Let's have a day card.
Oh yeah, what's he saying today?
Enjoy it. It's happening. Oh.
It's happening, guys.
Yeah, put the mirror on.
Found this. You got these words of inspiration so that you sit here and whenever we feel a bit, you know, down, we just get a card.
Why am I stuck in a container editing?
Yeah.
Hold on, you've got this.
I'm using these Velcro bits to stick it on and I think I can trust them. It's not really heavy. Okay. Now the moment I've been waiting for all this time, I don't actually know if it's a good mirror or not. Nice! Check that out! I can look at my outfits now. I can't see my head, but for that I go to the toilet. Nice, it's not bad. You think it's a proper mirror, not just plastic. I know this is not an important job, but I like to do bits like this every week. A little nice job that makes my life happier and yeah, it's little details. This is our toilet seat, the throne.
The old throne.
And
rusty.
the screws are completely disintegrated and they are no screws anymore. You might wonder, why are you getting, you know, involved? Just leave them there, but they just look so bad, completely rotten. So we're gonna have a go and try and extract them.
Or break them to the point that we need a new toilet seat.
No, we're not breaking anything.
There we go.
All we wanna do now is come to work on the workshop. Too fancy for us.
No.
Woo!
No.
We broke the head.
Okay.
Another head?
Another head.
It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I've never had good results with that. Ooh. No, it's just crumbling.
Yeah, I know. It's totally
Rusted. So we didn't get the screws out. Well, we did.
the screws and something else.
Yeah, we had to drill them out and drill the wood. I reckon we get a really funky looking toilet seat, but Marina's like, no. So we've drilled them out as best as we could, and we're gonna have to fill them with a touch of resin. If in doubt, put some resin on it.
Not ideal, but I didn't want crumbly screws and then having to fix it farther along the way. That's the only one that survived. Some filler and it will be like it never happened. That will do.
As we know, this is a selector to go straight out or to the holding tank, but there was already a hole in the shelf inside the cupboard, so it needed to be packed out a little bit. So to save me drilling another hole, I'll make a backing plate so it all sits a bit nicer, and that is as good as I can get it.
So you've made the two backing plates different sizes so the hoses can align from one to the other.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. This is the more of the Iroko. Yeah, that's mahogany.
It's not a biscuit.
Yeah, that's Iroko. Yeah, they look about right. Ish.
Nice. The wall is gonna be painted, so...
Yeah.
Stu's basically drilling holes everywhere. Yeah, getting there.
We've got another mock-up in the making. This is the hoses. There is also a fourth here. Obviously these hoses aren't the exact ones that are going in. It's just to see if we can fit them all in. I'm gonna use some cable ties to try and clamp them in so they sit a bit neater. And then under here we have inlet, outlet, and this one. But the outlet goes up to the macerator, so maybe I need to drill a hole for the outlet to come, to almost come straight here and curve. This is obviously the one direct from the toilet. But anyway, I'm just waffling on, thinking out loud. Sunday evening, people are at home watching films, Netflix and the like.
What are you doing?
Steaming a bit of hose. What else do you do on a Sunday evening? Yeah, it's probably as soft as it's gonna get. Alright, let's give it a go. Quick. Okay, oh, that one's on. So this is gonna go through the wall and up there for the anti-siphon.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who comments on our videos, because someone actually mentioned that we should have a vented loop in the toilet because our toilet is under the water line. Stu says that he did that on our previous boat.
Now, what I did is I went from the inlet up a vented loop to the toilet. Now, reading the instructions, the manual, as people call it,
yeah,
it says between the toilet bowl and the hand pump, that's where the vented loop goes.
So that's why it wasn't working.
Probably.
You didn't tell me that earlier.
Yeah, well, I did. First time I've read the manual.
Yeah, we missed that bit on the manual.
So thanks to everyone that does comment. We do read them, even though we're obviously pretty stubborn and know best.
But yeah, if it wasn't for that comment, I think we would have missed that.
Yeah, we would have added it later.
When the water was spacing in.
Yeah, we can close the seacock.
Yeah, I know, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of boats sink because of the toilet, so I don't want to be that boat.
I find hot water better than heat gun for this sort of behaviour. Come on.
Go and shove it in there. So that will go through the wall, through some holes that Stuart is about to drill. There will be a vented loop over there on the top.
Yeah, here. That should be high enough above the waterline. Even though 90% of our sailing, the gunnels are in the water and we're... But
No, we don't.
yeah, I know.
A lot of you think that we're taking too long to get this boat done, and I think you're right. And this is the best example of why. We changed our whole plan for the toilet.
Not really the whole plan.
No, but a big part of it. It's so difficult to figure it all out from the start. Like, we've been working... Well, Stu, stop contradicting me.
Yeah, you know, I made the piece of wood for the base just about 2 years ago.
And Stu gets really excited about starting jobs. And I always get really stressed out, because for me, I'd rather start it and finish it. Otherwise, every time you come back to it, you forget about something, or you don't really look at it properly, or you don't think about the next step, and then you have to go back on your steps. So that's what's happened here. We had made the decision of putting the bowl in one side, and now running the hoses, we've realized that it would make more sense if the bowl was on the other side. The good thing about these toilets is that you can swap the side to wherever you want it, so that's not a problem, which is good. The initial plan was having the bowl on this side and the flashing handle on the right. But now that we have to put that vented loop, we would have to run those two hoses through this wall here. So there will be two hoses coming here, this one going across here. And we've realized if we put the handle there, then we can just run them all on the side, neater, easier. In this side there is more space, it's deeper. I don't know if any of that made any sense, but I tried. Okay, we'll be back with the switch toilet. Ta-da!
Yeah, maybe it looks better that way. I need to make another base.
Yeah, that wood is no good no more. It looks better. It was too close to the wall. This way you've got more space around to do your thing. So I think it's better, instead of going all of them across behind the toilet, to just go straight there, and also behind inside the cupboard.
What a ball ache. Why did we make it the other way? I don't recall.
Because we had no clue what we were doing, like everything.
We still don't.
When we start things, we have no idea. I don't know why I'm pointing at the toilet. Hello, I'm the toilet. Come back tomorrow for a different plan.
Yeah.
It's 11 at night and we're gonna go to bed. Yep. Good night.
So now that we've made the executive decision to do the switcheroo with the pump and turn it into a lefty, I've got to increase this hole here to get in the anti-siphon hoses for the water. So there's the toilet outlet, and we need 2 hoses of this diameter to squeeze up here. So the easiest way, I think, is with the Dremel. Something tells me it's going to be a dusty job. They're just in, but I'm sure we can neaten it up a little bit. Not the prettiest of holes, but I think that might do. I'll just give it a quick test and neaten up the area. I'm already a few attempts into fitting these hoses in. Need a couple more mil. Oh, so close. So I don't think it's too bad at the moment. It doesn't look really disastrous. Just need a tiny bit more on the inside. And we can move on to the next job. Woohoo! There's the little hole in all its glory. Little glory hole. Anyway, now that we've got the hole to go into the cupboard, we need to come out of this shelf and probably out of this shelf as well to fix the anti-siphon somewhere up here. The mini version of this. Obviously I can't fit the drill in, so I've got my little right angle. Well, let's drill the hole. Woohoo! Next one. Oh, seemed a bit easier. Okay, look at that. It fits. They don't look too bad going up like that. And then just on the next shelf up, which is what you're currently hanging from, see if we can get them come out about there. I've done the cutting and the sanding. Now Marina's just making sure it's right. This might take a while. We're slowly chipping away at the jobs, starting to add all the trims in place and make up a couple more. Ooh, we've got to step over Marina because Marina's acting as a clamp. Wave to the camera.
Hello.
So I've taken the corner off this panel here, and to hold this panel on I need to make a trim that goes here, screws onto the wall with plugs, and then screws onto here, but it's removable.
The key point here is that we want to be able to get this wall in and out easy, so we get access to, you know, all the systems.
So yeah, just making a trim there, and because we've raised the height of the countertop, I've got to make a trim that covers the gap. Structurally nothing actually that important, but it just saves it looking terrible. Less terrible.
You need to go down.
What needs to go
there?
Alright, so we're happy there. That's probably the angle from the shortest point. It is 191. I thought instead of working out in the cold, well, and dark, I come to our to the workshop. Refreshments. It's a nice luxury. So yeah, just working on this trim. So my little piece of trim that I spent so long working on is a little bit wrong. This hole's in the wrong place, and we're thinking to try and lead it into the next bit of trim. The next job I'm on is making a trim for under the counter. Got to try and make that square and cut it to length. Easy peasy. Not perfectly straight. Hopefully I can sand that good. It's getting pretty late and we haven't finished. I was really hoping that we would get a little bit further.
It's dragging on.
Yeah, the trims aren't perfect in colour, like the match, but
I think it looks alright.
it's actually, I'm no carpenter, but it looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy with it. We've got the pipework sorted, but we know what to do. This bit of trim still needs a few mil taken off it, but on the whole, if I move my finger and my foot, the whole thing falls apart. But I think it looks really good. We've dummied up the trims on the side. We've made the plate for the bottom to cover the gel coat disasters. It's actually looking pretty good. I think this could be a job we're proud of. Job well done. But we're not there. It's going to be another couple of days, I reckon, in all honesty. But good things come to those who wait. Not bad for a little bit of bin wood. Yeah,
Stu is proud every time he uses one of the bits that he's found in the bin.
It's not going to be a 2-part episode. It's going to be a 2.5-parter.
Yeah, let's just stop promising stuff now.
We didn't promise anything, but we were hoping for our own sake to try and get it done within 2 weeks. But we've had quite a lot of extra work to do, and on the whole I think we've actually done pretty well.
I've also been off for a few days because I had my needle thing biopsy and also we are very up to date, so we're struggling right now with trying to show a lot of progress every week because we are almost too I don't know how to explain. How would you say it?
Oh, we're literally 2 days behind what people watch.
If that. So it's very tricky right now. We might take a week off just to catch up and be able, because I get it that for you might be boring when there is not a lot of progress, and yeah, it's not fun.
That's the real McCoy. This is live TV.
This is real.
This is no soap opera. There's no takes.
Yeah.
This is the rawness of boat refit life. It's 10
Anyway.
o'clock on a Monday, and where are you? Fixing a boat.
Anyway, maybe this is a good time to say goodbye. I would like to say 2 things. One, thank you to everyone who commented last week, sending all your good thoughts for my biopsy. I had it done. It was alright. I fainted. But it was okay. And just waiting for the results now. But thank you all for your experiences. A lot of you, quite surprised that a lot of you have had this thing done, and many have had operations as well. And second, maybe I shouldn't mention this, but I'm going to. There was a person on last week's video called Dennis, if that's their real name, that when I mentioned I was going to the doctor, he wrote a comment saying, maybe you should ask them to have a look at your nose as well. And I felt quite sad when I read it, but not because of me and my nose, which, if you haven't noticed, is quite a big nose. And you know, it's fine, it works, you know, I don't have to like it, it's how I was born. Anyway, it was sad because people that make comments like that, I just think the only reason you would write that comment is to hurt someone. There's no, you know, there's no like any...
Yeah, there's no
advice, there is no... The only reason you comment that is just to hurt someone. And it's a bit sad that someone is in that place, you know? So I just wish, if you're watching, Dennis, that I wish you the best. And hopefully you get out of that dark place.
Yeah, cordial life.
But thankfully, that is the exception to the rule. And you are all lovely. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you for being here and for watching. Leave a comment and maybe, you know, send some good wishes to Dennis.
Cheers, Dennis.
See you next week all, and thank you. Ciao.
Please check out the description in the link below. I thought, I said it, and then I was like, shit, so I finished.
I can't believe you just did that. That's going straight in the bloopers, you know? There's a mosquito flying around the camera.
Yeah, I know, you just went in front.